SA Property Investors Network, and yes, we are live right here from Malageta and Edenvale. Now, the reason we're coming live to you today is around Investor of the Year 2023. And like some of you know already, this is the fourth year we are running Investor of the Year, which is a great initiative for all different levels and type of property investors, whether you bought your very first property or perhaps you're being very innovative or you do bigger deals. It doesn't matter where you are in your property journey. You need to know about Investor of the Year. You need to enter your deal now. We are so fortunate and proud that we've got awesome partners and sponsors who are backing this initiative, just like Absa Bank Home Loans, as well as Tile Africa, as well as Tough, Mustandi, as well as Bruno Samau Attorneys, as well as Entergen. All the leading property professionals and companies out there are backing this great initiative. And some of the new categories which we have this year is the women category, the youth category, the green category, who's being more energy efficient on their properties, be it your small multi-lets or your bigger property deals. This is what Investor of the Year is all about. Is we want to hear your story. We want to hear your challenges. We want to hear your successes. Now, we started judging last year in November in Bloemfontein, we went to Durban, we went to Cape Town. We're here now in Joburg. What I believe is the first live pitch we're doing in Joburg, so we're super excited. So just remember, if you want to know more about it, if you actually want to be in these rooms when we do live judging, please just go to www.investoroftheyear.co.za, or otherwise just email us support@sapropertynetwork.com to be part of this exciting journey. We'll be traveling the country over the next few months, meeting all these different type of investors. So that is what Investor of the Year is all about. Myself and Daniel are here to listen to Patricia's pitch. She's been through, who's had a fantastic journey. Now, Patricia has done a very exciting deal in Pretoria, and we want to hear about that specific deal. I want to know from Patricia, first of all, what did her journey look like? Why is she investing in Pretoria in this building? What are the pros and the cons? What are some of the challenges? I mean, if you are a property investor, you will know that when it comes to property investing, it is not that easy and things can go wrong. So we want to hear all about Patricia's deal. Now, her pitch is going to be anywhere between 12, 13 minutes to perhaps 18, 20 minutes. And afterwards, Daniel and myself may decide to ask her a couple of questions. Feel free to ask questions in the comments box. And if we can ask the question for you, we will, but we are limited to time as well. Okay, so ladies and gents, please tag your friends in. If you know anyone that wants to hear or watch this live stream, I've got the ladies in the office who are tagging us. Let's make a lot of noise about that. But that's enough about myself and Investor of the Year. Patricia, can I ask you to come and do the honors for us? There we go, guys. Give her a round of applause.
Thank you so much, Andrew. I'm so happy to be here this afternoon to present to me one of my best projects that I think the project and where we are in a very interesting stage of the project. I will share with you as I go through the presentation. So thank you so much for this pitch that I'm going to give you today, just for you to get an understanding of where we are in this project and where we're going in the near future. As Andrew has already said, I am Patricia Chidema, and I'm the Managing Director of Bono Property Investment. And today I'm presenting to you Opal Students Primula House in Pretoria, Sunnyside. So this project is in Sunnyside. We call it Primula House, but it's under our brand or our student brand called Opal Students. As we go through the presentation, you will understand what Opal Students is and how this name came about to the Primula House project that I'm going to be presenting to you today. So just giving you a background about myself, I'm a wife, I'm a mother of 3 beautiful children, I'm a qualified environmentalist, and I'm a property developer, and I consider myself a humble soul rooted in Christ. I believe that success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success, and greatness will then follow. I take this quote from Dwayne Johnson. This is where I get my rooting from. This is what helps me to go for any deal that I come across in property, if it makes any sense for me. So I want to take you through the journey of my property or my property journey, where it started until where we are today. So my journey started in 2018 with small multi-lets, but focusing only on student accommodation. So it was just small, multiple houses, multi-lets, but we still focus on student accommodation because that was the property investment strategy that I had decided on with my partners. And when this journey started, something very simple yet profound happened in my life and that of my partner, who is also my husband. And this wonderful, powerful, and interesting journey of property management started from that profound experience with our 6 years old daughter then. She's now 11, but then she was only 6 years old. Out of the blue, when we were seated watching TV, she came to me and Daddy and said, "Mom, Dad, why are we not rich?" And she proceeded to say, "At what age will I be by the time you are rich?" That was a question that we did not want to take lightly. We looked at each other because we could not understand where the question came from. But again, we believed that the question was relevant. Our 6 years old daughter was asking a very relevant question that needed us to come out of our comfort zone and think differently and start doing things that we did not normally do before. I certainly believe that when children speak at times, they're sending a message, and we must just listen closely to get exactly what they're trying to say to us. And that's what myself and my partner did. We listened to this question, and we decided we're going to do something about it. But there were so many fears in the process. Should I not do this? Myself, I was a professional in the environmental field, my husband a geologist. So I had to make a decision whether I want to stay as an environmentalist or I want to be a full-time property developer. That decision was not an easy one to make. But in the process of expanding this question that our daughter asked, I found it appropriate at that stage to explore property development. So we have had multiple properties before where we would buy, renovate, and sell. So we knew already how property investment looks like or how it works. So it was the easiest thing for us to connect with, to say, maybe this is the path that we need to take now to be property developers, to see if what our daughter is asking us about could one day realize. And I'm grateful today to say I'm here to share with you great results of the journey that we started in 2018 from a mere question that our daughter asked. So in that process of us contemplating around the question that our daughter asked, we had to make what we called destiny decision. So these destiny decisions to us meant that we were going to make unpopular decisions to change the status quo. That destiny decision to us also meant every day walking in purpose. And it also meant not taking offense when it is made clear that you are not doing enough. I believe that our daughter was saying to us, "You are not doing enough. I consider you my superhero, but right now you're not doing enough to motivate me to be the greatest as I grew up." So we felt if we don't do anything about it, we are taking away from the possibility that my child or our daughter could explore as she grew up. So we felt if we explore all these opportunities, she's going to grow up as a person who is not afraid to make decisions and to take any other opportunity that comes in front of her. Hence, we listen closely and we make those drastic decisions of being property developers. I have always known in my life that at some point I am going to create a lot of sustainable jobs to South Africans. But I didn't know it's going to be property. But right now, today, standing here, I know that my duty is to create a lot of sustainable jobs, and that is going to be through property development. Because in the process, we came in and take this opportunity from a mere question that came from our daughter, and we saw this opportunity starting to multiply. So from 2018 until now, we own multiple properties, and these are all properties in student accommodation, and our properties are doing well. But today I'm coming here with one specific project that I was in the leading role as a woman leader or as a woman project manager to ensure that this particular project that I'm going to be talking about becomes a success. So the journey, if I can just quickly highlight it, in 2019-2020, the journey towards the provision of large student accommodation started after those many multi-let buildings where we were renting out to the students. This student brand, Opal Student, was then born. So I am the brains behind Opal Student brand, which maybe most of you don't know. If you go and check us on social media, Opal Students, you will find us. So from this journey that started then in 2019-2020, when we started with our large student accommodation, we then established a brand called Opal Student. This student brand aims to provide spaces where students will live, learn, and connect. And the brand demands better living conditions for students. Opal Student brand provides financial and non-financial support to the students or to the youth, and as such, our accommodations are more than spaces where young people sleep, but these are spaces of empowerment, spaces of opportunities, and spaces where dreams and visions are realized. It is for this reason that today I present to you Opal Students Primula House, which was birthed just this past and hosting many students who are very happy and are enjoying the space because it is made to fulfill the needs of young people. It is a purpose-built, not really purpose-built. When it was refurbished and amendments made, it became a purpose-built student accommodation. So what happened last year is that we went around Pretoria. We wanted to establish ourselves in the Pretoria area, and we started identifying existing buildings or existing flats. We found the building in Pretoria site, Primula House, which is now known as Opal Students Primula House in the Sunnyside area. This building is very beautiful, and we could see that we can change it to look like a purpose-built student accommodation. It had a lot of potential. When we ran the numbers, the building worked perfectly. And then I started running the process of procuring this building. It took about a year, so it needed a lot of patience from my side, because waiting for a year just to secure funding for one building is not an easy thing to do. But I was there pushing the process, and from January 2022, only on the 22nd of December last year, this building was finally registered to our name, and it became our new student accommodation to be prepared for 2023. So the project itself registered and 11 weeks to do refurbishments. Both procurement cost and refurbishment cost of this project came to 33 million, I must say. Yes, 3.3 million went to refurbishment, 23 million was for the procurement, and the other millions there were either to your staffs and everywhere else. But the total project cost came to 33 million. And from the 1st of January, we started with the refurbishment of this building. Half of it, because half of it was still occupied. The rest of the people only left the building at the end of January. But by end of February, this building was ready. It was ready to start accommodating students. However, there was already a lot of students that came in mid-February because they did not want to lose the space, seeing that the building was so beautiful and it's so much attractive for the student. So from the 15th of February, we started taking students. This was just a few weeks after the building was registered to our name. But we were so serious about making this project ready for 2023 students. And the building takes 238 students. We are currently at 80% occupation in that building. And we also managed to get accreditation now in May. That's how fast we worked in this project to even get accreditation in such a small space of time. So the project right now is completed. It has 80% of the students. And we are so excited that this project, this massive project that looked like a one-year job, we were able to complete it in 2 months only. And it was being led by a woman, which is myself. I am so proud that I could lead 7 teams of men or 7 different companies that were working in this project and ensure that this project, within 2 months only, the project is completed. So I'm not going to really share in detail the numbers that you see, but I can talk about a little bit on the return on investment and return on equity. If you look at those percentages, just to showcase that the project works very well, the numbers are there on the screen. So we have done a lot of feasibility studies to ensure that the project works, to ensure that the project is indeed going to be sustainable, so that also myself as a woman in property, I can showcase to other women out there that as women, we are able to do property developments and we can do this successfully so and still make sure that the projects are sustainable and that everybody who is connected to the project is happy and they're getting the benefits of what they deserve from the project. So just a little bit of what Opal Student offers. In all our Opal Student, including this one, we make sure you've got a gym, you've got a game area, you've got laundry facilities, we have library and tech shops, we've got sporting areas, we have CCTV all around our properties, we have free Wi-Fi, and we've got ample parking spaces. So you can see also in these pictures here, this property has got all the benefits that I just said above. So it's a property that has everything else that a student needs to be able to study comfortably, to live freely and comfortably and enjoy just being a student without being worried about any other stuff that may affect their studies. So it's a very beautiful project. I'm very proud of what I've done as a woman in property, leading a team of men and ensuring that this project becomes sustainable, it's successful and is completed within only 2 months, when you could think that the project should have taken a year. So thank you very much for this opportunity to share with you. That is my Primula House Opal students. I hope that the information that I've shared with you is sufficient for you to understand what you're trying to achieve as Opal Students brand.
Awesome, well done, Patricia. Very good. It sounds like quite a big deal, for yourself.
It is a big deal.
We wouldn't recommend beginners start there, hey? Yeah, I don't think so.
No, you can't start there.
Absolutely.
It was a long journey.
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure through the journey of doing this, did everything go according to plan, or there's some lessons you learned through that?
There's so many lessons you learn through this. Whether it's regarding the budget,
the cash flow,
and the cash flow, especially when the building is existing and you're coming to do refurbishment, you can quickly look at it and think, I need 2 million. Only to find we needed 5 million.
Exactly.
So those are the biggest challenges we were confronted with.
And I think when it comes to renovations and building in general, whether you're doing a 3-bedroom property or doing a big building, it's one of the areas investors do tend to, I won't say get wrong, but underestimate, right?
Very true.
So other than the renovations, what would you say the one big lesson what's the one big lesson that you can take out of this project, other than the renovation side?
Okay, so I learned that timing, when it comes especially student accommodation, timing is the best thing that you need to look at. Because if you just continue to procure such a big project, and you still have 11 months before you can get accreditation, before you can have your first students, how are you going to service your debt if you have debt in the property? So we learned that timing is the best thing.
Sure.
I'm grateful that with us, everything just worked out.
Naturally.
That the project comes in December, then it gets ready, the students are coming, but at times you have to wait for the next year.
Exactly.
Testing. So
Absolutely. And like Daniel, if you don't know Daniel Kazani's in the background, come say hello, Daniel. Don't be shy. So Daniel, you had a question, didn't you, for Patricia?
Yes, first of all, well done, Patricia. This is amazing. The growth that you and your partners over the past couple of years has been amazing. So I've got 2 questions. The first one being, a lot of players in the student accommodation sector, they sometimes have to carry students where the financing for NAFSA does not come on time, which can be a headache on small projects. Opposed to big projects, it's another different ballgame, right? You have overhead you have to pay, electricity, water, rates and taxes, and staff that you might have. So my question is, what is your plan to carry certain students throughout the year? Have you found it quite difficult, and what is your plan with your partners with regards to that? That's the first question I have.
It's very, very difficult to carry the project or the students for about 4 months. So from February to sometimes until May, you don't necessarily get payment from the universities on NASFAS. So you have to carry your project, you have to take care of the students. Because if you don't, they don't care, they move away. So what we've done with this particular project, we had made in our funding structure, we had operating cost item to ensure that we can carry the project until now when we have to receive payment. So that was very important. It was the first thing because we have learned before from the previous project that you need to have this money for at least 4 months. So that part we were sorted. But going forward, what we do with all our projects throughout the year, every single month, you put a portion of your income aside.
Yes.
That income is for your January to April, until when you start receiving your income from end of April up to May. So if you don't do that, chances are you're just going to lose everything that you've worked so hard for. Yeah. So you have to be very disciplined. So we're very disciplined in that we know how much is supposed to go towards investment for that period.
Sure.
So we would encourage everybody to do that for themselves, because then you don't feel the burden when that time comes, and by the time you are paid, you're not owing anybody because the money that you used came from your own investment, meaning this 4 month pay that you receive is all your income.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. I think the second question is when talking to students and people looking to go into the student accommodation market, the common perception is it's quite what's the best way of putting it? Volatile type of investments, because you are looking at students and it's hard to predict students. For whatever reason, should institutes fall, close, or students are no longer required to need student accommodation in a world where that's a possibility? What is your exit strategy with regards to the units? Were they built in such a way where you can quickly transition to housing young professionals or bachelor paths? Can you just talk to us about your exit strategy should you not find students?
Oh, we've got beautiful exit strategies. So all our properties, they are built in a way that you can easily transform from one usage to another. If we have to accommodate young professionals in one of our accommodation, which is a typical townhouse style accommodation, so you just move the student out and you bring the working class. So even with this particular Primula house, it is also made like that. The way we have partitioned it, it is such that families can come in, young professionals can come in. So we always have that end strategy in mind in every project that we take. Because if you don't do that, you're going to stay, to remain with an asset that you can not use it again. That is one mistake that no property investor should even attempt to do. Make sure every time that you've got an exit strategy that is easy to implement with a minimum cost. So yeah, all our properties, they are built like that with a simple exit strategy.
And Patricia, I was just checking now, there are 1 or 2 questions. If you do want to ask any questions, please ask them now. Someone who's asking, would you mind sharing how you found the property? Was it a private sale, an auctioneer, was it an estate agent? How did you come across it?
This was a private sale, but through an estate agent. So we connected with multiple estate agents in the Pretoria area, viewed a lot of property, ran a lot of numbers for each property until we found the number that actually works for us.
Okay, so you went to multiple estate agents, told the agent what you're looking for, and did you look at 100 properties, 10 properties? Was it a few, or?
I think we looked at about 7.
Yeah.
So even just going to websites to see what is currently on the market, you go and view those. This particular one was not in the market. So we viewed what was in the market and then came across an estate agent who had a property that was not even on the market. It was just about to go on the market, and it was at a very reasonable cost, very good quality, because it's not, I think it's about 30 years old, so it is still a very good, solid structure that we found. So by just connecting with a lot of estate agents, we came across an agent who was not even advertising that the building was there.
Fantastic. Interesting.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Now, Patricia, obviously with Investor of the Year, you'll be entering the big leagues. category, which is fantastic, as well as the women category, which is super exciting. Now, if Marisha Robus is watching this, she's like, a woman has to win this year. There's a bit of a competition between women and the men, so we need more women to enter. So please, if you know any ladies out there in South Africa that have done any type of deal, right, even if it's a basic buy to let, it's if someone's first property, or you've done an Airbnb, or if you know someone, you can nominate people now, Patricia. So you can go to investoroftheyear.co.za and nominate people, because a lot of people are too shy or scared to enter on there. Now, Patricia, would you like to share a bit about Miss Universe with us today?
Yes. So
Yes.
I am a finalist for Mrs. Universe Africa.
Excellent.
The grand finale is on the 9th of July 2023.
Wow.
I am so honored to be part of the 22 ladies representing Africa.
Africa Miss Universe, eh?
Yes, and we will
Wow.
all be coming to Gold Reef City, South Africa. And
Okay.
youths. So I represent youth empowerment. So in my property development and investment journey, I invest quite a lot on youth. I consider myself a youth empowerment advocate.
Yes.
So I give the youth a lot of opportunities, whether it's in training and development, job opportunities, or any
Yes,
other
yeah.
area.
Fantastic.
So that's what I represent as a finalist for Mrs. Universe Africa. And please follow me on my social media platform, Patricia Chidema. Like me, vote for me each time a voting counts, because we need to take this
Yes.
crown to Limpopo.
That will be amazing. Eh? All the ladies out there. Now, Patricia, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
That's very inspiring. So, ladies and gents out there, Investor of the Year is live. Nominate people. We're going to be making a lot of noise about it. And thanks to all our partners and sponsors like Absa Bank, Tal Africa, Buddhist attorneys, Intergen, and a whole list of them. Without you, this would not be possible. Almost Stanley and tough. So, Patricia, high five. Well done to you.
Thank you.
Daniel, any last words from yourself, or do you want to end off?
No, I think, thank you so much, Patricia. It's all the best for you for the competition with Universe. There's nothing wrong with going for everything in this world. There's nothing wrong. It's so inspiring, and I think that's all.
Yeah, awesome, Dan. Thank you so much. Eh?